Welcome, welcome. I'm really happy you're here. The 31st Simple Steps to Peace. Just simple steps to something that we all seem to want to have. We might call it different things, but let's just slap a label on it for today. Let's call it peace. I'm Jeff Hicks. I guide seekers inward, using thoughts, feelings, and behaviors as doorways, opening to greater knowing so that we can live our life with greater clarity, congruence, and peace. Have you ever just been driving along and noticed that you're like super tense, that your hands are gripping the steering wheel, your body's leaning forward, and your back and your neck are all tight, and you're just driving in your car and your body is just all tensed up? Have you ever noticed that? It's one of my favorite things to notice because it's pretty obvious that I am not affecting the car's performance by grabbing my steering wheel or leaning forward, tensing the muscles in my back. And when I let go of that tension and just hold the steering wheel gently, allowing it to go where it needs to go, allowing my back to relax, allowing me to breathe, well, hey, this feels much better. And I am getting to my destination just as quickly, just as efficiently, maybe even more so. Well, it's like that in our search for happiness, too. We first off have to decide, I'm not happy. And then we might decide, well, I believe I can find happiness over here somewhere. And so we start moving towards this place. And we might encounter obstacles and say, well, no, maybe happiness isn't over there. Maybe it's here. Maybe it wasn't a relationship I really wanted to be happy. Maybe it was a new car, a new house, a different way of watching TV. When we are in this search for happiness, we first off have decided, I'm not happy. And then we believe, imagine, hallucinate that happiness can be found somewhere else. There was this philosopher back in the 60s, early 70s, I think. His name was Eric Hoffer. He said, the search for happiness is one of the chief sources of unhappiness. And I know this to be true. How do I know? Because when I stop my leaning forward, my grasping, my clenching of teeth, and relax in my desire for happiness, I can notice that happiness is an inside job, not something to be found out here, but something to be found within. It's kind of different than maybe the American dream that we have believed for a while, believing that if we get certain things or have certain things or go somewhere special, that we will encounter this happiness. It's different than that. It's focusing inward. And let's get practical with this. I invite you, in the immortal words of Papaji, just give up the search for just a moment. You can go back to searching for happiness if you'd like to, but for just the next minute or two, I invite you to give up the search. Just stop now. And you may notice a quiet, a peace, something that you may not notice when we're all clenched up and having to get somewhere. You may notice that there is something, somewhere, somehow, some being on the inside. A peace that's in, around, and throughout all, and we can put our thumb in front of our eye and block out everything else and think that that peace goes away. But when we just take the thumb out of our eye, relax the body, we can notice that this peace is always here, without boundary, no time, no space, just here now. And from this place of peace, we can encounter people, circumstances, thoughts, still with this place of peace. And we can allow our resources, our body, our mind, our knowledge to flow with this peace. And you might even notice there's happiness available to just step into and have that happiness just the way you want it. I do hope this serves you. If your spiritual journey is clenching the steering wheel and leaning forward and imagining that all this effort that you're putting in is somehow taking you to peace, happiness, or somewhere else, and you've noticed that this clenching, this trying to get to happiness just isn't working, I invite you to reach out to me at jeffhickshere.com, where I help seekers turn inward. And again, as you go through your day, encountering what might seem like a conflict, a problem, a thought that is maybe a little scary, I invite you to step into this peace now. And I will talk with you again soon.